Wow. Okay, well, I'm here and this is my first time saying hi, hello to anybody on this platform. And I'm gonna be pretty awkward. I can already tell. I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't. But I'm talking and I'm here and you are now gonna be, first of all, how are you? How are you? Good? I'm pausing so I can hear how you're doing. But I'm good to hear that you're doing good too. I'm good as well. And I'm coming to you, stranger, from my headquarters. And if you know me in real life, hey, hey, this is probably so awkward for you. It's awkward for me. It's awkward for me. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get easier. What a great first impression. Also, video is sponsored by Starface. It's not. It's definitely not. But it'd be cool if it was. So basically, what we're doing here is pretty much, I like art. I'm an artsy person, okay? I will consider myself an artist. An artista, if you will. You can refer to me as ACL. That'd be really, really sick. And if you know my name in real life, just keep it to yourself, okay? Mind your business. Just mind your business, okay? And if we're just meeting, you can call me ACL. 88 ACL. That'd be so beautiful, so perfect, and we can be best friends. We'll be friends. Maybe we can get to the point of being best friends, okay? That's for special people only. Okay, well, since we're in my red room with my red shirt, we're here with Miss Lucy and Sir. He's sporting the iGirl heart pendant, and yeah, just wanted to share that with you. But basically what I'm going to be doing is sharing with you books that inspire me and give me creative juices that make me feel very creative, basically. And that's what I have this big stack here for. And I'm gonna really try not to take 10 million years, but I like to talk. I really like to talk and I like to share. I really like this thing, show and tell. Yeah, I do really enjoy that kind of thing, okay? So you don't have to be here. You know, this is all by choice. And I just hope that, you know, I can bring these titles into your library. Some of them are going to be just personal ones that I don't know if you can get copies of. Maybe you could. You technically possibly can. Anything's possible. But it may not be as accessible as the other ones. Without further ado, as the people say, let's start talking about the books. I have quite a variety here. I'm apologizing for my talking. I know it's gonna get easier. I know it's gonna get easier in life, but okay, let's just start, okay? Let's just get into it. So the first ones that I'm gonna select off the top are, these are actually gonna be like zines / books from my friends. So actually the first one I want to talk about is this little tiny one. This little tiny one right here. You can see, I'll probably put some shots in with it, but it's this light greenish turquoise color. And this one's gonna be a zine. It's like a 16-page zine, pretty much by somebody in my printmaking class while I was in school. I cannot remember their name and I feel really bad because I just can't. I don't remember names, and that's a skill I want to get better at for sure, because it's a good thing to remember people's names that you have interactions with, especially when they do something nice for you. So I will be doing that more often, but I'll show you. Basically, they printed out the cover themselves. They hand carved it, and we traded. I gave them one of my zines, and they gave me one of their zines, and each of the drawings in here is hand drawn. I think they said on Procreate. Katie Myth, you are an inspiration to me, and it just makes me feel so appreciated. It makes me feel very human in the way that like we really don't need to know each other to like give each other little things to make us feel special. And it's maybe that's dumb, but it just makes me feel very close to this person, even though I couldn't even remember their name. But yeah, thank you, Katie. Next, we have another zine, and it's gonna be by this other girl who she doesn't know. I told her this. I did eventually tell her, but she doesn't know that we had a class together before. I'm in college, by the way. We had a class together in the fall. We took life drawing, and I just saw her style, and I'm like, that girl is so talented. Like you can see it. You know what I mean? Like she has a style. She has like the lightest like touch, like pencil touch to the paper, and it's just like very admirable and so beautiful. So I finally faced my fears, and we had another class together. I didn't tell her until literally the last day of school when we were trading zines and stuff as an assignment. And I went up to her and she traded me one of her zines. And here it is. It's going to be hand printed as well, the cover. That was a requirement. And what's even more crazy is that this sheet itself is textured. Do you hear that? Because she printed it with her hands. So now I have this piece of work. I don't know what the quantity was. I think like one of 10 maybe she made. But this one is called Words with Picture, and I look at this so frequently. I just look at the cover and I'm instantly like, wow. Like I just feel so automatically like inspired. And in the front you can see she has like first of all big moth which is just very nice. And then we have like, I don't know what this is, like lungs, maybe like a side, I think it's a side bisect of like a human. Just crazy. Like she's just everything. I love it. And then we have like this little corpsey human head. Yeah, I don't want to read them to you because I feel like I don't want to expose their artwork to you too much. Jackie James, love you. You don't know it, and you're probably like, who is this chick? But I appreciate your work so much, and you're really, really good, and you inspire me, and I look up to you. This one I'm gonna go through kind of quickly because this is for my school, but this is from like our printmaking class, and this is basically a two-part zine prints that we made. They're giant. I can show you like my giant carving that I did basically for this assignment. Is like I could fit on it. I could curl in a ball and sit on the little thing that I'm supposed to carve. But basically we did this project called Exquisite Corpse, where you take a top half, imagine a piece of paper, you cut in half, and then somebody gets the top half, and it's going to be like your head, shoulders, and arms, right? The top half of the torso. And then the bottom half is going to be like your legs. The class is assigned one half, and the other half is assigned the other half. And then you basically have a bunch of top halves and bottom halves, and then boom, you can bring them together. And like they basically made this two folding zine, so you could have like a whole bunch of combinations. And even the professors did them. Oh, and here's like the legend. I have all of them, but I will definitely show you the piece that I made. I feel more so, but this is the piece. You see that? It's pretty sick. It is this Move It Down Mesmerize album cover. I feel very inspired looking at this because there's so much art in here. There's so much variety. Everyone has such a different artistic style and sort of line work that they use, and it just makes you think a lot, you know? When you feel like you're stuck doing the same thing, or like you don't really understand where to go next, you can always see other people's ideas and learn from them. This is a photo book, by one of my very, 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 very good friends, Mr. Jack Taylor. I say Mr. because I don't know, that's just what I call him. But yeah, okay, that's his name, okay? He's not married. We're the same age. He has a girlfriend. Shout out Lana. Hey, hope you guys are good. But yeah, this is a photo book by him. He does photography and has been doing so for a while, but I'll just give you a sneak peek. Again, you're not gonna see all the goods, but he gave us like a little handwritten note for it to be recognized, and that's really awesome. Let's see. I did see a picture of me, but like, okay, fine. You'll see this one. That's me. Ooh, fancy. There is homie Nico. And yes, I'm so inspired by this. Like, I feel like this kind of speaks for itself in that this basically is a collection of my friends, close friends' work who I've been working, I wouldn't even say working, but working very close to for quite the past few years now. And it's just really crazy to see like the actual culmination of like all his work. And this isn't even all of it. This isn't even a fraction of it. This is like a 1/20th out of all of the photos he's taken, which is even more amazing. So thank you, Jack, and thank you to everyone who has given me those sorts of opportunities regarding photography and videography. Cool. Okay, next. That was pretty much it for like the zines and stuff, and now I'm gonna go to like actual magazines / books. So next section got right here. Okay, I'm just gonna go start kind of going through these because I don't want to talk for too long. And the actual good meaty stuff was one at the beginning, but also the end. Those are like the good bread and butter of it all. So the next book that / magazine thing that I want to highlight is just a good old Mad magazine. Okay, now let me tell you, when I first watched Mad, it was on Cartoon Network, and it would be like in between shows that I liked. I never really seeked this one out in particular, this show in particular, when I was younger and still watching like cartoons and TV. But when I saw the cover of the magazine, the Mad 80s, I was like immediately drawn to it. It was just in Barnes & Noble, whatever. Majority of these are either gifted to me, like the magazine, the zines, or I paid for them with my own money. So a lot of them were just paid for at Barnes & Noble or like other bookstores. Yes, this one, Mad magazine. This one I'll definitely show you the inside, but I mean, it's basically what it is. It's just like a comic book that has like spoofs and stuff about things, whatever their topic is for that magazine. But I think one that I just found so funny, which like, it's not even that funny, but it's funny. Like, I think that's what makes it even more funny, is that it's stupid. Like, you know, I'm sure they understand. That's why they're successful, right? But he literally, my clown man's, he just fell. He's gonna get a makeover soon, just by the way. He's not gonna look like this, only for a limited time. But here he is. Maybe we'll put him right here. He'll be right next to me. No, I don't. You're gonna look that way. Okay, cute. So now he's with Miss Lucy. That makes sense. Mad magazine. Now I'm all distracted. I didn't know what to say, but he's attracted to it because he's a funny guy, right? Okay. Yes, Mad magazine. Anything with comics in it that just really, I find it's really entertaining. Duh, obviously. It's a magazine, it's a comic book. Okay, next, moving on. I'm gonna bring out the dolls, the ghouls. We have, these are 2 Vogue collection magazines, and I'm obsessed with these. I know they're just pictures. And I know it's just clothes, but these give me so much inspiration, not only for creating art, whatever, painting, drawing, colors, like shapes, forms, like human form, it's vases, like, it's so rich. It's so rich, and the photos in here you can't get anywhere else. Like, I obviously have a lot of like, you know, sticky notes and stuff throughout, but if it would just point to you like a page, like this is a page from Prada, and like, look at these photos. Like, are you joking me? Full spread for you, full spread. It's just really gorgeous, and like, you don't really see clothes like that, or even photos of clothes like that just online. They don't have this just on Instagram, you know. So it's just like come on, like, I can just stare at this for days, feel so inspired, see something new every single time, and I love that. I love it. It's like I Spy, except make it fashion and make it slay. It speaks for itself. Okay, this one is the Spring Summer 2021, which I love. This one, I love it. I know this is maybe we don't really talk about them, but like the Balenciaga in here is so good. Like I stare at this, it's not even that big, but like I stare at this photo so frequently because look at the jacket. Look how big that jacket is in the collar, how it comes off the pants, and you can't even see like the freaking shoes, and like her glasses with her hair like tucked in. It's just really fire. It's just so fire, and I really love it. I really love it so much. So yeah, this one is the spring summer collection 2021. This is 2024, so 3 years old. This one is 2020 winter 2024. So that means soon we should be getting the winter 2025, hopefully, unless I missed it already. But yeah, this one's basically the same deal. I'll show you a good page. Let's see. Oh, this is good. Some Otelinger. Look at that. Look at this freaking cat dress. Do you see that? I don't know if you can see, but also just the girls in the front. Like, come on. Like, come on. You understand, you understand, but it's just, I love it. I love these so much, and I just feel so full in my chest when I look at them. Okay, now we're talking about educational books. Education. You know, if I had a little pipe, then I would pull it out right now, but I don't. These two are the actual academic books. In my right hand, I have Roland Barthes, the Camera Lucida. This is basically, if I had to sum it up, I've only read a little bit because it's hard to read, because I'm pretty sure it was translated from like Italian or something. Let me tell, translated from French. So right, so the words don't really necessarily directly translate to English as cleanly as you would hope, but it still makes you very reflective, hence the name Reflections in Photography. But it's basically a guy who's like a famous photographer when cameras and technology were still like on the rise and stuff. And I'm not very good at history, but I like to read about art history, and this relates to people's thoughts about the emerging technology at the time. And all of this is inspirational. I don't need to keep saying that, but I can read you a little thing from here. Okay, I mean, this is just interesting. My interest in photography took a more cultural turn. I decided I liked photography in opposition to the cinema, from which I nonetheless failed to separate it. I was overcome by ontological desire. I wanted to learn at all costs what photography was in itself, by what essential feature it was to be distinguished from the community of images. Trippy. I like it, okay? I do like this. I want to read this when I want to feel academically motivated, but also hear somebody talk academically about an artistic, creative hobby. Now, I have a question for you. Is photography scientific or is it an art? Who knows? Next one I want to share with you. It was shared to me by my junior year English teacher, and it's basically, the title is Tiny Beautiful Things by Cheryl Strayed, and it's pretty much this lady, and people write emails to her on like a blog forum and asking her questions about life and stuff, and they go through really troubling times and like real life situations, but the way that she replies to them is always so kind and never like reprimanding or trying to correct their behavior, but just encouraging. And it really, when you're feeling down or just kind of feeling bored, you read something like this and you're just like, wow, like I'm so tiny, the world is ginormous, and I'm a tiny little fleshy little rat in my little corridors, and people are out here living their lives and having full-on movie dramas and all of this, and I'm over here stressing because they ran out of oat milk at the store. Okay, it's not that serious. Nothing's ever that serious, and that is what this book reminds me of. And as you can see, I have like I've been reading this probably for like over 4 years and I haven't finished it. Next, we're gonna move on to all of the big guns, as you can see here. Okay, I guess we're just gonna start from the top. So we're gonna go right here. Now, you probably saw what the first one was. The first one, I just recently got this, but it's basically about the brain and psychology. I mean, you can kind of tell just from the title, that's basically what it is. But what I think is really special about this one is that it's like super visual. Like, this is for visual learners. This, like, oh, look at that creativity. It's basically like written out like a slideshow presentation, but with pictures. And that's so fantastic. Everything's color coordinated. The chapters are divided by subject, obviously, but they increase with intricacy as you proceed, just as like a regular textbook would. But even the table of context, like, is just beautiful, like all that good stuff. So I read this when I want to really just understand that, hey, I can think so much deeper than I realize and maybe have been allowing myself. So keep that in mind. One cool factoid that I learned from here is that as mammals, dolphins have the most wrinkled brain in the planet, and the more wrinkles in your brain, the more information that your brain can carry. So take that information as what you will, but yeah, dolphins have quite literally the smartest brains. I just think about that a lot. Okay, next book that we're going to talk about is this one I got at an antique store with my friend Kiki. Shout out Kiki, love you girl. This one is about perfume bottles, but pretty much it just has a bunch of old like vintage bottles, like perfume bottles in it, talking about the shapes and the different stylages of the glass. Which is gorgeous to me. And it even has like different soap cards and like old art in it. And that is just gorgeous to me because it's really zooming in onto like the little subtle beauties of things that we use every single day. Like, you're telling me that doesn't look like a museum, right? Very beautiful. Everything can be stylized. And I hope that more stylization continues, like when we were in the Rococo days. Maybe not necessarily all the aristocratic and all of that stuff, but making things pretty just for the sake of it. Okay. Next, we're getting into the real good stuff. Next one we're gonna do is this book called The Tree Show by Mark Ryden. Here's the back cover. The actual texture of the outside cover is canvas, so it almost feels like you're holding a painting just as it is, but this book is so gorgeous. Like, even the inside cover is just so beautiful. Everything about it. Oh, these are all actual art books, like dedicated to art. I'll just like open up a little page for you. That's pretty much what he paints, is like very soft looking young girls, just like dazed and longing, almost is how I could describe it. And then he also does like weird stuff like this, which like it kind of just gives me like Melanie Martinez Portals vibes. Tell me this doesn't scream Portals to you. Like, it totally does to me. And I like thinking of girls as being magical little nymphs who just run through the forest, and we just want to have fun and look at the pretty things and live our lives. But we live in a society, These next ones, I am kind of going a little faster because I just want to wrap it up. The next one that we got is this, Twisted Visions by Junji Ito. Junji Ito, not Ito. Ito. Of course, the world famous author of Tomi and Uzumaki. I do have those as well, but I just feel like him as an author is just inspirational. So this is his art book, basically. And it is gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. The cover is an art piece in itself. And you probably can't tell, but it's silver. So it's also reflective and shiny. And then the eyes are like neon pink. Like, they have accents of pink and black, and that is just my favorite. And the bones is beautiful, and the girls with the hair is so gorgeous. It's just basically an art book of him. I don't know if it's legal to like share a lot of it, but you know, I could show you like this as Tomi, and she's looking in color. Wow, crazy stuff in here, like crazy. Like, this is crazy. I'll show you this page. Like, come on now. And you're telling me he drew these things like with ink and pen? Like, it's beautiful. I don't even need to explain why this is inspirational, because it's just beautiful. Like, I love this. I love this so much. And it's beauty in a horror way. And I'm obsessed. I'm literally obsessed. Hello? And now the next books are like my pride and joy. I know I said that about the Vogue magazines, but these are like my literal core of my creativeness, I feel like. So let me give you the sauce. This book, I'm not gonna read you. You can maybe, actually, you can read what it says when it's backwards. Otherwise, it's gonna be 6-1 parentheses A3HD3T A3W by the author Joe Roberts. So here's also the side cover, and just immediately off the bat, this book is so fun to hold because it's like raw, like it's like a raw book. Because, and I say that the cover is like little just pieces of cardboard almost that have been printed on. There's no binding, like, well, there's binding, but there's no like, I don't even, spine, there's no spine to it. It's just like basically been printed on the paper. Like, this looks like he wrote it on there, right? No, that's just how it comes. And I think that's so cool. It's just so sick that you can do that. Here's the back cover. It's also just very cool. There's a bunch of different kinds of paper in there too, so he has variety. And I will just open this up to a page for you, and you're gonna be like, wow, thank you so much for showing me that. And I'll be like, yeah, you're welcome. I literally just fed you. Like, yeah. Like, do I need to explain? Do you need me to like really elaborate as to why this is cool? I really don't think you need me to explain. I don't think, I think that's honestly good. And I got this book in Ocean Beach, and I just love this book so much. I come back to it whenever I just want to draw and I can't think of things that I want to draw, and everything was done in like pen and markers, pen and markers and crayon, and it's just gorgeous. I love it. Love this book. 100% would recommend. Next book, the last two runners up. We got a pink, we got a green. You probably already saw. Ooh, who is that? It is the Queen. This is the Amy Winehouse Beyond Black biography. It's like a biography, like photo book. I have this bookmark because I painted her in this photo. Maybe I'll show you that. But this book is so gorgeous because it tells you about Miss Amy and her life, and it doesn't necessarily talk about it in a dark way, but more like a beautiful way, and actually shining light into her talent and just her beauty in general. And the photos in here are just so amazing. Like, this is so amazing. Like, towards the back they have like photo stills like this of her clothes and like the bathtub that she was in, and it's just so glamorous and beautiful. And look at all those like laces and sequins and furs and prints, and like, it's just, I hope she's so good. This is beautiful. Like, are you kidding me? I just love it. I love it so much. Love this book. I got this from Barnes & Noble. Thank you, Amy. Love you. My favorite song by her is probably Take the Box or In My Bed. Yes. Or You Know I'm No Good. That one's good. Or Cherry. That one's also very cute. Okay. But last but not least, we have, you can see it glowing. This is gonna be Something's Off, the Virgil Abloh commemoration book, basically about his time being a creative director for Nike, and or how he even got to that point, I should say. Everything about this book is just, you can't like look at this and not feel like you need to go do something with yourself, because just first of all, the cover is gorgeous, beautiful, bright. It's like the perfect, what is this, like brat? Definitely a brat color. Maybe that's why it's so cool too. But also the cover is so big that the binding is just separate, so you can also see all the guts and shiny things like that. It's very cool, very cool. Yeah, and it just goes into his process in each different variation of shoe, of how he would customize and put his own twist into everything. And it just talks about his process. So for example, here is the shoe. Like, first of all, the photos are amazing. Having him at this size is just a blessing. He will go through like different, like, look at these photos, you guys. Like, are you joking me? I don't know how much I can show, but I love this because it's combining somebody's perspective, creative perspective and ideas, and mashing that with their vision, and how they took something like an object like shoes, that's something that you just wear and need every single day, and flip it on its head, literally tear it apart and make it something gorgeous. And it's just very cool. Make it something new. Off-white up. But that was all of the books, and I'm just so thankful if anybody made it to this point. That is just so cool. Thank you. Okay, hi, nice to meet you. I think we're officially friends. Shaking hands. How do you do? We shake hands. Okay. Thank you so much for bearing with me through maybe the awkward moments. It's been so nice. And hopefully this brought you some sort of inspiration, or you just needed dead air to kill. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.